I'll start with the first closer to you. What would you tell your 20-year-old self?
It's tougher when you ask me. When
I know.
someone,
We got to do this. We've been making everybody else answer this, right?
I would say dream bigger. I dream bigger, but I think it wasn't big enough. I think it wasn't big enough. When I built my first company, my mentor is still my uncle, my father's brother, an amazing persona. And he asked me, how much money do you want to do a month? You're 20 years old. How much money you want to do? Yeah. He didn't think that. I don't know. The number I gave him, today it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Small, you mean?
Yeah. Ridiculously small. Yeah. And I think back then, if I was thinking bigger than, I was thinking bigger than my friends. Nobody opened a company. Nobody even there. They went to.
But even doing all that was bigger than you imagined you would even do anyway, right?
I imagined that I find a product, I have a partner. I thought all about that through. Didn't just happen. My life thing doesn't just happen. I always make them happen. I push my luck. So think even bigger and faster.
Got it. What you did learn.
What would you tell to your 20 years old Michael?
Yeah, this one is raw for me, but I think it's good to be honest and raw. I got married quite young and did not have children, divorced quite young, and then set off on a growing up paradigm of leaving America and going overseas and just really hunkering down on, I think, exploring the world and working at the same time. I think if I could tell myself something, it would have been, don't get married so young. Now, I know for some people they do get married young, and I'm definitely not saying you yourself shouldn't do what you want to do. And I know some parents really encourage it. But for me, I think I would have been better off not, because it's quite an emotional strain to go through being married and then divorced. Fortunately, there was no kids involved. And then I started and got married much later in my life. And I'm glad that I did, because I felt like I'm really ready for it. And I got to do a lot of things and travel and build businesses and have that all under my belt. And I actually think I'll probably tell my kids what I would have liked to hear, which is it's not important when you're young to hunker down and find your life's mate. Maybe you do. That's okay. But it's not important focus for you.
If it's happened, it's happened. But
don't, and it might. But don't worry about it or focus on it, because if you build the best version of yourself, it'll happen anyway if you want it to happen, right? Yeah. But you are a little bit less encumbered and can travel or do. And that's why I tell my kids, like, go take the job elsewhere. Go live overseas. Like, I'll encourage that. Where I think some families maybe don't, and they want to keep everybody around. I think I'm already telling my son, as soon as you can work, find a job in any part of the world.
I will support you.
Where someone will give you that job, go. Because you're going to love the experience of cultures and language and new people. And if you are concerned about settling down, that's going to be difficult to do. And I don't think you need to settle down like that. So I think for me, and I know this is going to be different for different families and cultures. So I'm not saying anything like do or don't do this. But for myself, that's something that I think I wish I would have thought about and been more constructive. And I think for my kids, I'm encouraging them to get educated and go work abroad as quickly as you possibly can.
Nice. And I think it's beautiful your thought about diversity. So it doesn't matter. You're not gonna tell your kid this is the right way to do it. There are different ways that can be done. So I like it.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously, being a parent, you start to learn this as you go. And I'm sure.
Just had a conversation about Elsa yesterday. Yes. She's alone because her sister Anna, she have a friend. Why she's alone?
She doesn't know. She might freeze her boyfriend. Yeah, something like that.